Thank you, ma'am, for joining Fiji Sun Online. Uh, yes, no, it's not live yet. Okay, so okay, just to get your opinion, ma'am. Finally, the party leader for Sodelpa, Rabuka, Sitiveni Rabuka, have admitted that there's a rift, there's a split in the party. What's your take on that?
My take on that is that leadership is about serving your customers. All leaders, we have a customer base, and we have to listen to our customer base. Therefore, the party is structured where we have a constitution, and in that constitution we have a vision, mission, objectives, and values. Now they've got to align. The vision, mission has to align to the values. The values for me is about transparency, accountability, and to our customers. Now, all leaders must ensure that that is carried out. So it is not a personal matter, it is a role matter. And the role is you don't own it, you're there for the objectives and the strategies of the party, and you serve that. Now, once you start to own that role, that's when you're going to get the rift.
Ma'am, you've been with the party for a long time. You contested from you were in parliament from Sodelpa as well. Now, with what's happening in the party, what do you think? With the split in the party, what would be the future of Sodelpa?
Oh, I think Sodelpa has a great future because it has a vision, it has a mission, it has roles. And we've just got to align the values and the roles with that vision mission. We're about serving the people. When you serve the people, what are their needs? And you serve the needs of the people, not your needs. Now, when you turn that around and then you own that, that's when the system and the processes become corrupt. That's my problem today. We've got to make sure that the corruption is thrown out, and that we will. And the reason for the court case. And the reason that I know we will win. Why? Because the leadership is not about you. You've earned that leadership to serve the people.
On the same token, ma'am, what to your advice would be the best thing for the party to do? Deal with the conflict within, or walk for the supporters of the party by getting back together or getting on the same page for say?
Okay, for me, we're only getting back on the same page to work for the party. The party is quite clear. Now, if the party is not clear, we'll come back to the Constitution. And if the Constitution is clear, then we shouldn't have this rift. The problem is the Constitution was manipulated so that the leaders owned the party rather than the customers. And when I say customers, I mean the people owning the party.
Is this are you referring to the changes that was made to the constitution after the Savu meeting that was in question?
Yes. Well, just before the Savu meeting, the constitution was changed without that coming down to the people to say, yes, we agree. That process of coming, when you don't own the party, any changes have to come down to the people, okay? Because it's the people that own the party, not the politicians, not the incumbent. That's where the problem is. When they think that they own it, no one owns it. You get to a leadership position because you've earned it, and the people will never depart your leadership, because they are comfortable, they trust you, and they know that you will serve them and their needs. When that service starts to come back to serving your own, and you own it, and in that ownership, when you own the party from the top, that's when you get the rift.
You've been attending meetings as well, the leaders, those who run the party.
Yeah.
To your knowledge, the party leaders or those who are running the Sodelpa party, are they transparent with their agenda to the members?
Okay. Now, this is why we took the party to court. We wanted to talk to them before that, because we had picked up some flaws before the Savu.
Okay.
We wanted to talk to them, and they told us, no, you're going to go to the courts. This is why we're in the courts. They didn't want to talk to us. They didn't want to talk to us because they didn't, because they own it. They own the party. They don't own the party. The party belongs to the people. We serve the people. And this, when they changed the agenda, they started to manipulate it so that, they owned the party and they could make any decision they wanted to. Now that's wrong because, as I said, the party is there to serve the people. You have a role to play. You don't own it. Now when people start to own their roles, that's when you're going to get problems. But again, the reason why we took the court action, we tried to talk to them. They didn't want to talk to us. And that's a leadership issue. And we took it to court. Now the court has made its decision. It has said that Felipe, Latia, and Wangataireo, the General Secretary, their positions are not valid. And this is why we're going back. They're appealing. But anyway, for me, it's good that they're appealing because they're going to lose it. It's frivolous. Anyway, we are complaining because of them. And the court has made its ruling because of them. And here they are appealing. Let them appeal because they're not going to win.
Do you think, ma'am, what do you think would be the right move for the party now to resolve the split?
Okay.
And for the sake of the supporters of the party, what would be the best move for the party now?
That's what we wanted in the first place. We wanted the party to solve the problem, to look at and analyze what is their role, what is their vision, mission, and all the systems in place. They could have picked this up because we were unhappy about not only that they changed the constitution, but there were some systems that weren't followed. I was on the finance committee, and I didn't like some of the things that they were doing, but they wouldn't listen to me. They wouldn't listen to the treasurer, because she was ringing me up to say, okay, they're not here, they're not here. I said, just record it, the day, the time, and anyway, we had the Nawari report. That's going to come up. Probably not the time now, but it'll come up. So for me, the whole issue is that they did not carry out the role, and according to the Constitution, yes, and then they started to run it for themselves. It became a personal thing rather than a role thing. Okay?
Finally, ma'am, do you think, for the best interest of the party, there's a need for the change of leadership in the party?
Well, the thing is, this is why we took it to court, because, we said, well, you need to look at this, and then the leadership of the party needs to be looked at. Because, no decent leader would manipulate or bring about corruption. No decent leader, not today. I was brought up by my mother. She came from a Christian family. Her parents and her great-grandparents, they were men of the cloth. We were brought up about doing the right thing over wrong, good over evil. And you know yourself when you're doing something wrong. So don't. Because in the long run, it's going to come back and bite you. This is biting them now.
So finally, what would you like to say to Mr. Sitiveni Rabuka, the current party leader, and Mr. Philippe Tiso?
Okay. For the party leader, thank you for coming in to take control of your role in leadership, to bring about, I think he said that he's going to bring in the working committee to come and look at this and to listen to us. And thank you for that role. And then making it so that the party, the constitution of the party is put back into place so that it serves the people and not the leaders. And for Felipe, as a leader, he should listen to the people and not take it on himself to own the party. If he listens to the people, listen to the voice in him, there's God in him, he should be right. But thank you, Siti, for taking on the responsibility of the leadership and bringing about bringing about the purpose of the party, in which is to look after the people, not themselves.